Anthony, I was wondering if you kind of walk us through the decision when you decided to transfer, the reason for doing that, and use your extra year, and why Michigan State, and what the fit you saw there or here.
Yeah, so first off, my main reason for leaving Temple was I didn't feel that I was progressing both on and off the field as a quarterback. I don't think I was where I needed to be, and I didn't think, like I said, I was progressing the way that I wanted to be progressing. So that was my reason for leaving Temple. Once I entered the transfer portal, I talked to a few different schools, but I had the opportunity to sit down with Coach Jay Johnson, the offense coordinator, the quarterbacks coach, and actually watch a few games from last year with him and kind of talk through the scheme that they ran here, the type of offense. I think it really, really fit me well. It's a true pro style offense, under center, pro style, pass concepts, pro style run game, everything that I've kind of been looking for in an offense. And I knew, with 1 year of eligibility left and, my goal to play in the NFL, that in order to, increase my chances of doing that, I had to put myself in an opportunity that I was going to be in an offense that was similar to the next level. And I think also surrounded by guys that, have that talent to be at the next level. And I think I saw, right away watching film, the talent that, the Spartans had here at Michigan State. And I think the more I talked to, some of the coaches on staff, the more I realized, it was a great fit for me. They're very family oriented here, which is something that, I take pride in, being a family first kind of guy. And I just felt it was a great fit. I think not only football wise, but academically, I think for what I want to do, it was a great fit as well. So to me, it was a no brainer. That's why, I was only in the transfer portal for about, maybe 2 weeks, a little less, because, once I started to talk to Michigan State and see everything they had to offer, it was a no brainer for me that this was the place that I wanted, to be for my last year.
And in that room, you obviously stand out with all the experience you have. When you look back on your time at Temple and all, what is it, 26 starts or whatever it was, I can't remember. But with that being an advantage you have, I guess, how do you build on what you did, both what you like and what you wanted to clean up when it comes to approaching the quarterback competition?
Yeah, I think, just learning from my experiences, I think I've had the opportunity, like you said, to have a decent amount of starts and played in, some big games, and have been able to, feel the ups and downs of a game, the different, communication between players and coaches, players and players, whatever it may be in a game. I think I have that experience and have been able to kind of use that to my advantage. I think also, things that I've wanted to fix from my past is, I think one of my biggest things was, trying to will things to happen, especially, when we were down a couple scores in games. I was trying to, make big plays and make big throws that a lot of times ended up being intercepted, which, is something that obviously you can't have as a quarterback. You can't turn the ball over. So I think the experience is something that I've kind of used to my benefit with, all the ups and downs of a game and all that. But I think, looking back and learning from my experience and learning from my mistakes of, trying to do too much rather than just running the play that's called and taking one play at a time and, doing what the play call entails me to do. Just learning from those mistakes where I kind of went out of that and just trying to learn from that and move forward.
Thanks, Anthony.
Our next question will go to Chris Solari, the Detroit Free Press.
Hey, Anthony, good to see you. Wondered when you're giving that kind of analysis of your performance at Temple, how much of that is self-evaluation versus what did the coaches kind of tell you during the recruitment process in terms of Coach Johnson and Coach Tucker, and how much did they go over your video with you to kind of say, this is what we want to do, this is what you can do?
Yeah, I think a good amount of it was, on myself. I think when I watch the film, I tend to be a little hard on myself, which is, every time I go out on the field, I want to be perfect. I know that's not a reality, but, that's my goal. I think when I was getting recruited here, I didn't watch too much of my film with Coach Johnson and Coach Tucker. I know Coach Johnson and myself spoke about exactly what I just said about, times that we were down in games, trying to do too much, trying to make, the big throw and fit it into tight windows. And and that's where I got myself into trouble. So Coach Johnson and myself spoke about that, and he talked about how his offense is very detail oriented. His reads are very detail oriented, and if I were to come here, then his goal would be to just have me play each play as its own. See the coverage, know who I'm reading, know what concept we have called, and go from there, and just treat each play as its own. But I think the biggest thing that they spoke about throughout the recruiting process was, what Michigan State can do for me, how I would fit into their offense, how that would kind of help my skill set and help me go to the next level, which is a goal of mine. And then on top of that, just speaking about, they knew that I was a really big family guy. I went to Temple, which was 20 minutes down the road from where I grew up. So I was close with my family. My little sister, went to Temple with me. My one older sister worked at Temple Hospital. So I was really around my family, and they knew that was important to me. So they kind of just spoke about, how much of a family atmosphere it is here in Michigan State, how, the team is very tight knit. The coaching staff, is very personal with their guys. And, I fell in love with it right away. It's the type of team and the type of program, that I've always wanted to be in. And now that I'm in it, it's a dream come true. I love, every single morning, I love waking up and going to the facility because, I think the players and the coaches that we have bring an energy with them that's infectious. And we kind of feed off of each other's energy. And I think it's been really, really great for the first few months I've been here, and it's just going to continue to get better.
And I kind of wondered about that with you and the other transfers, the guys that are coming in. I mean, you're obviously a little different being a grad transfer making this, but have you guys kind of bonded in your experiences with some of especially with the younger guys that maybe have more eligibility left, I guess? How has that experience been in terms of adjusting to a new climate and new area?
Yeah, actually, Kenneth Walker is actually my roommate, running back from Wake Forest. And, we've kind of connected before we even came out here to campus, when we both committed here. But, being able to have him as my roommate has been great, both football-wise and non-football. I think football-wise, we're able to, go through the installs together, go through the playbook. We're able to walk through run plays together in our apartment and kind of help each other learn. And then non-football-wise, he's from about 10 hours away, just like I am, so we're both very new to the area. So I think being able to have somebody like that to kind of experience these new things with has been great. And then I think some of the other transfers as well, we got Jared Horse, we got Spencer Rowland. We got a couple great guys that, have came in, and I think, we've kind of been tight knit since we got here, those transfer guys, because we're all in that same situation. But I think that the rest of the team, the guys that have been here for multiple years, have been very inviting, been willing to, show us around, whether that's the facility or, things to do on campus, places to eat, whatever it is, the guys have been great. And we've been really appreciative of them as well.
Our next question will go to Stephen Brooks with 24/7 Sports.
Hey, Anthony, nice to sort of meet you here. I had heard that you've been in some QB competitions before. I think even going back to junior year of high school and maybe one or two at Temple. Just curious with those experiences, what's important in these things? How does somebody go about winning them? Of course, you'd be the best player at the end, but when you're in the midst of it, what have you sort of learned about navigating that battle and obviously hoping to come out on top?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the most important thing, in any competition, especially at the quarterback position, is just understanding at the end of the day, we're one team, we're one heartbeat. We all have that one same goal of, winning a Big Ten championship and bringing Michigan State back to where, it has been in the past. I think just, reminding ourselves that, although we are competing with one another, we're there to make each other better. And at the end of the day, the more we push each other, the more we're going to grow on the field and off the field. And, the better we will be at our position, and the better team we will be. In regards to personally, I think the biggest thing that I've learned through being in a couple of different quarterback competitions is just to focus on you. You can't control, how other guys practice, what they do. All you can control every day is, how hard you work, how well you prepare, your attitude, your energy that you bring to practice. Those are all things that you have control of every single day. So those are the things that I try and focus on because, one of my biggest things I've always, said to myself is, just control what you can control, control the controllables. And there's no reason to get stressed out over things that you have no control over. Just, the things you do have control over, like what the things I just said, just making sure you have, great control over them, and being great at those things, having a great attitude every day, making sure I'm the hardest worker every day, and making sure that I'm the most prepared every day is all I can do, because that's all I can control. And I think being in a couple of different quarterback competitions, that's one of the biggest things that I've realized is, I just have to focus on me every day, and making this team better, and doing my job every single time I go out there on the field.
Another thing I know you've done a lot is switch schemes. I know at Temple you had a bunch of different coaches in and out of there. Does that help you pick up this one a little faster? And just where do you think you are in terms of digesting Michigan State's playbook and everything?
Yeah, I definitely have been in a few different systems, which I think definitely has, worked to my advantage a little bit. I don't think there's many, pass concepts and run plays and different things that I haven't seen at this point, being in, this is my fourth offense now and in 5.5 years. I think also, having to learn a few different systems, I kind of realized the, different ways that it's easier for me to learn. Whether that's, I keep a little whiteboard in my room and just draw up the plays every night, 8-10 times each play. And, I think having to learn different systems, I've realized, the different things that help me learn maybe a little faster, or whether that's, like I said, the whiteboard, or maybe, going out on the field and just walking through plays on my own and just envisioning, what the defense would be doing, and, what I would have to do against that said defense. And I think that's kind of been a little advantage for me, is just having to learn multiple systems. Now I know, the easiest ways for me to learn, and just trying to apply those every day.
Got it. Thank you, man.
Of course.
We have time for a couple more. We'll go to Rico Cooney with Spartan Magazine. Rico?
Hey, Anthony. Welcome to East Lansing. Hey, talk to me a little bit. I mean, you talked about focusing on yourself and controlling what you can control, but talk to me about, the quarterback room and somebody like Peyton Thorne, and just, what you've seen from him after this first week.
Yeah, I think it's been great. I think, Peyton has been great. I think he's a super smart quarterback. I think he's got a great arm. He moves well in the pocket. I think that he's helped me out at times with, some things in the offense I may not have understood completely, or, had questions on. I can go to him. And I think the best thing about our quarterback room here that I'm not sure if I've ever had before is, the bond that we have. I think we all understand that, we all want to be the guy, but at the end of the day, we're all making each other better every day. Every time we step out on the field, or every time we're sitting in that meeting room watching film, we're pushing each other to be the very best that we can be. And we know that at the end of the day, the more we push each other, the better we will be, and the better the team will be. So I think that's pretty special. It's the heat of competition and all that, but I think we've done a great job in that room of, being there for each other. If somebody throws a good ball, us quarterbacks are there to congratulate them after. If somebody makes a mistake, we're right there after to, let them know what he did wrong, and help him to fix it in the future. So I think we have a great bond in that room. And I think that's kind of led from Coach Johnson. I think, that's kind of the energy that he brings every day. And I think we kind of feed off of that. And I think it's been really great. And we're just continuing to grow in that room. And I think we've been playing better and better every day that we've been out there.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Of course.
We'll wrap it up with Paul from Spartan Mag. Paul?
Hey, Anthony, I wanted to ask you about the scrimmage. You've had a chance to watch probably some of the film from that, and I just wondered what you thought of your performance, what you thought you did well, what you think you need to tighten up in the days ahead.
Yeah, I've had the chance to watch the scrimmage a few times on film, and I think all around I had a decent day. I think that my reads were pretty good, but I think my footwork in the pocket wasn't, where it needed to be. I had a few missed throws that, were crucial. I remember there was one third down to Jalen Naylor that I missed, and then we ran a 2-minute drill at the end of practice that I missed, a 4th and 2 throw to Jalen Naylor again. Both throws to my left. So when I went back and watched the film, I just kind of paid attention to my feet in the pocket and, where they were and what I needed to fix. And, you know, it was just as simple as not opening up my front hip enough, you know, throwing to the left, which is why I missed some throws. But overall, I think a positive that I had was the run game. I think I made some good run checks that I may have missed in the first couple of days of practice, but I was able to see them and see the blitzes and make the run checks that were necessary for that play. And then I think the pass game, I think my reads were right, but just had to give some better balls to our wide receivers and make their life a little easier. But overall, I think for the first scrimmage, I think it was good, but definitely a lot I can work on and build off of.
Thank you.
Of course.
All right, that's all the time we have today. Anthony, really appreciate it. Hopefully you could meet everybody in person soon. Really appreciate your time today.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.